It's our big Thanksgiving show. Side dish hacks.
The secret ingredient that will put your stuffing over the top. What do you think, Mom? Love it.
Heavenly mashed potatoes.
It's a lot of butter.
It's Thanksgiving.
And turkey, fresh or frozen.
Find the right bird at the right price.
Plus, Valerie Bertinelli.
Her famous blueberry nectarine crumble.
Thanksgiving, easier, cheaper, healthier. Coming up next.
Are you ready to save some lives today? I love you, Dr. Oz. Today, we have taken apart and recipe tested your favorite Thanksgiving staples to figure out the perfect ingredients. So get comfortable, you're gonna love this. Not just the ingredients, but the temperature and the technique to get you the best flavor and texture. Because, well, this is doctor's orders. The healthiest thing you can do on Thanksgiving is to enjoy yourself. So let's deconstruct your Thanksgiving dinner. From which breed of potatoes, which would you make the creamiest mash? We're gonna go to the secret ingredient that will put your stuffing over the top. And the scientific tricks to ensure you never end up with the dreaded dry bird. And then we have the Thanksgiving dessert Valerie Bertinelli swears by. She makes this dessert for her family every year. You will love it too. After all, if it's a cheat day, and that's what Thanksgiving is, you want to choose those calories, right, carefully. You want them to count. Do I get it right? We're going to hold back. We're going to start off with Julia Collin Davison and Bridget Lancaster from America's Test Kitchen. And we got celebrity chef Roblé Ali. They're already cooking. They're already busy at it. Let's start with deconstructing mashed potatoes. Julia, you have literally used dozens of varieties, tested every recipe out there. What is the best homemade mashed potatoes? Educate everybody.
All right, well, it's 4 simple ingredients. That's it.
4.
That's
and they
it.
are...
Potatoes, imagine that.
Potatoes, right.
All right, so 2 kind of potatoes you want to look for a good mash. Either the Idaho or the Yukon Gold. If you like them fluffy, go Idaho. They're nice and light. If you like them creamy, go Yukon Gold. You want to stay away, however, from waxy potatoes, like red potatoes, fingerlings, new potatoes. They're much too dense, and you'll have a very dense mash.
I love those potatoes.
Yeah, they're good, not for mashed, though.
Not for mashing. All right, plus you have...
Yep, some butter and half, a little fat, and salt. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
But that's not what normally happens, right? That's the basic mashed potato that I think we all love it, right? I can pronounce these ingredients, makes sense. But what do you think about these kinds of alternatives? These are the instant mashed potatoes, and they look like this.
They look delicious, don't they?
Well, they don't look delicious, but when you make them, they taste pretty good. So what do you think about these?
Yeah, I think that when you buy those, you're actually buying this. I mean,
all these?
Yes, look at everything that's in there. I mean, I can't even pronounce some of this stuff. They're easy, but they don't taste very good, and you're ingesting all this junk. So I'd say no.
One potato must be 20 things besides that.
Oh, colors, blah, blah, blahs, yada, yadas.
Do you guys know that? I mean, I guess I should have guessed it, because to make a potato look like this, something I thought they just dried potatoes.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
No. To make them this easy where they rehydrate quickly and smooth, you need all this junk. So stick with the real deal.
All right, you convinced me. And the two varieties, Idaho and Yucatan.
Yep.
Yukon. Bridget's here. She's going to show us the best technique for the perfect mashed potato. So,
the whole idea is you want to avoid water because water is what makes mashed potatoes glowy. So we start off with slices of potato instead of chunks. They're not going to absorb water irregularly. It's going to be nice and even. And you also simmer it. You don't want to boil potatoes. They fall apart and they start to soak up water like a sponge. But after
I'm sorry, there's not a lot of time between simmering and boiling. So when it simmers, what do you do?
When it starts to come to a boil, just reduce the heat until you start to see some nice gentle bubbles. No jacuzzi there.
No jacuzzi.
Just nice gentle bubbles there. So after that, you want to drain the potatoes. And one of the things that I think people often don't do is you drain the potatoes and you want to put them right back in that pot, because one of the keys is driving off, again, all that excess moisture. So you cook them over low heat for a couple minutes. You can see all the steam. You can give yourself a facial if you want to. Perfect. You got a lot of steam coming off, and that's going to dry out those potatoes. So that is key. So while they're drying, let's talk a little bit about the good stuff, the butter and the cream.
There's only a few ingredients, as you notice. Okay, so cream and butter.
Now, it's a good idea to heat these up before you add them to the potatoes. You don't want to cool down those potatoes. But also, this is going to make them...
It's a lot of butter.
It's a lot of butter. It's Thanksgiving.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
That's a lot of butter. So we've got butter, and this is heavy cream. We're going whole hog here, Dr. Oz. We're not holding back. And then once it's all melted, you're going to want to mash those potatoes.
That's the next challenge. Now, people, and you all know this, they're in one of two camps when it comes to the best way to mash potatoes. So I've got two members of my bike club here. And we're not going to get political about this, but one of them is a big-time masher. The other one is an avid mixer, and a divide has come between them. Mashing and mixing. Tekla, what's with this mashing here?
I love mashing potatoes because it makes it, I like the chunkiness of it a little bit, and it's creamier. I just love that consistency. And I put a secret ingredient in my water when I boil it.
Which is?
Bay leaves.
Oh,
Yes.
that's a good idea.
Yep. It gives it a nice flavor.
A little exotic.
Yeah.
All right, Alyssa, you're big time into mixing them.
Yes, I am. The bay leaves, I'm definitely going to try that. Really,
Don't bite off of me.
Great idea. Great idea. But I am into more creamy and smooth mashed potatoes.
That's too gooey. I don't like that. I like the little bite in my potatoes.
So therefore, I do.
You see the difference here? Go ahead, Alyssa.
I do either the heavy cream, and a little bit of butter, and just mix it all up. And at the end of it all, it's like creamy and smooth.
Taste.
Just the way you want it. So
Exactly.
I get it. But I want to go back to the experts here. Julia, tossing it back to you. I want you to vote. You prefer one of these options?
I prefer neither of those.
Neither?
I know. So what we prefer at the test kitchen is either a food mill, like you'd use for making applesauce, or a masher. Now this is a ricer, potato ricer, and it's so easy. You just take a hot potato, you put it right in the ricer, and you just squeeze it through, kind of like a garlic press.
Oh, how
and
fast that is.
You get perfectly smooth potatoes, and you can use this for other things too, not just potatoes. So this is a really good investment. It's only about $14, so
You guys
good
into
to have
that?
around.
Yeah,
If I give it to you, will you share it?
absolutely.
Here, take that over here. Here, let them do it. Let them do it.
Oh, yeah.
This is a little gift. A little gift from the show. It only cost me $14.
Thank you.
Play amongst yourselves. All right. Next up, we're going to deconstruct what I know is always showing up on your Thanksgiving Day table. It is green bean casserole.
Green bean casserole is kind of like everyone's crazy aunt. She may be a little kooky, but she's still a family favorite. This classic 1950s dish was created in a New Jersey test kitchen by a home economist named Dorcas Riley, who was looking for new ways to use canned cream of mushroom soup. Let's deconstruct the dish in all its glory. We have canned green beans, milk, pepper, French fried onions, and finally, canned cream of mushroom soup, which can contain up to 15 ingredients. But you can make your own more natural version that tastes just as good as the original. Here's how. Brown some onions and mushrooms in a little butter. Add flour and stir in some milk. Cook until thickened and seasoned to taste. Now that you have our mushroom soup, let's make the casserole. And yes, we're keeping those French fried onions because Thanksgiving is America's favorite cheat day.
And finally, Chef Roblé is here with the secret ingredient, the stuffing that will have your guests raving. So what is it?
Okay, there's a few actually. So the first are pears, right? Right here.
Oh my goodness.
Right? So it's gonna give you like a little bit of crunch and also some, a little bit of celery. And then we also have chives. So that's like a very gentle onion flavor. Yeah. Parsley, brightness, freshness.
I love this.
And then sage. I mean, that's Thanksgiving right there. It's very aromatic. Herbs are always a good idea.
Who wants some chives? It's like a wedding bouquet. Oh.
Hey, that's my mom. She called to sing.
Is that your mom?
Yep.
That's really your mom?
Yeah, that's my mom.
Wave to us. I didn't know that. Did your mom teach you to cook, or are you teaching her to cook?
It's a little of both, right? Yeah.
Mom, come up here, Mom. Come up here. Help me a little bit.
Uh-oh, here comes Mama.
I didn't realize your mom was here. Mm-hmm. I was wondering who made someone as beautiful as you. Come on up.
That's Mama Roblé right there.
There's Mama Roblé. All right, Mama Roblé. Mm-hmm. You must be proud of your son. I'm very proud. All right, so since you caught the bouquet over there, so we got the herbs coming in next. Mm-hmm. And then and the pears finally.
Pears, yes. We always have pears in the house.
And what about the bread? When do you put the bread in it?
Okay, well, the bread goes in right here. Well, it's not hot right now. Yeah, the bread goes in, you add in the stock, a little salt, pepper, and then you finish with the herbs. And then just pop it in the oven at like 350 for like 20 minutes, let it bake, and you're good.
I'm gonna feed your mom. Can I feed your mom?
Sure you can.
cooking, Mom. Well, I love your son. Thanks for loading. Oh, you got a kiss from your son. That's pretty cool. It's hard to get a kiss from a grown man these days. All right, when we come back, the main event, as I choke on my stuffing, the main event's up next, the turkey. We have your essential buyer's guide to find the right bird at the right price. You're going to love this. Stick around.
An avalanche of Hollywood power players accused of sexual misconduct. They promise to clean up their act, but is it all for show? Inside Sex Rehab. All new Oz. That's coming up tomorrow.
We are back and we are deconstructing Thanksgiving. And now Chef Roblé is helping me give you the essential turkey buyer's guide to find the bird that suits you and your family. Now we have created a flowchart quiz that will help you find the answer. It's so simple, but we're gonna start off with someone just like you, because Tony's here, and guess what? She is in charge for the very first time of cooking the turkey at Thanksgiving. God, that would make me nervous.
I am nervous.
Is it me making you nervous or the Thanksgiving making you nervous?
Probably both, but mostly the Thanksgiving. The fact that I've never cooked an entire turkey before and now I'm doing it for my whole family, I want to make a good impression.
Okay, I think even when it's the 20th time, people are still nervous. I see my wife just go like this, they're buzzing around, and that comes up. Okay, let's start with the big issues. First one, the debate about fresh versus frozen. I don't know if you have a strong bias, but let me hear from an expert. Which one should I get for my family if I really want the best for them?
Well, when you talk about a fresh turkey, unless you're going to the farm yourself and picking it up and eating it within 2 days, just get a frozen turkey. Even when you're in the grocery store, the ones that are labeled fresh, that turkey was frozen at some point. They just thawed it out at the grocery store. So if you're paying somebody to defrost something for you, you can do that yourself.
You clear on that, right?
Sounds
Yeah.
great.
All right, come over here to our quiz. Now we're gonna walk you guys all through this algorithm, this little flow chart. It's gonna help you figure this all out. And it's gonna be your field guide when you go to the supermarket, tell you what kind of turkey to buy and how to get the best value for your dollar. We're gonna put it up on Oz.com. You don't have to memorize this, but I'm gonna walk you through it. First two questions, right? How many people are you having over? And there's sort of two choices. It's less than 8, more than 8. You have a strong feeling about this?
Definitely more than 8. We're Greek and Italian,
Oh my
so
goodness.
there's like 25 of us.
Dozens and dozens. All right, but let's just to cover this, let's say you're gonna have less than 8. It's just a smaller gathering, right? If you have less than 8, then the question is, what kind of meat does your family like? Do you like the white meat or the dark meat? The Chef Roblé, if they say white meat, so less than 8, smaller group, and white meat, what do?
You can easily just buy like a nice bone-in turkey breast.
Yeah, and if you happen to like dark?
For dark meat, buy some turkey legs, same thing, season them up nice, roast them off.
Guys, you don't have to make the whole turkey. They sell it this way, take advantage of it. Okay, now, you mentioned you're a more than 8 girl.
Yes.
Let's go back to the beginning. Actually, come on over here. So if you're more than 8 on this algorithm, on this little flow chart, right? So again, I ask you how many people came, and then the question becomes, what's your budget, right? And let's be honest about this. Is it a lean year? Nothing to be embarrassed about. Thanksgiving is not about this. Anyway, it's about giving thanks. So is it a lean year, or is the sky the limit because you had a pretty good time and doing things you want to do the past year? And then the next question related to this is, how important is it to you how the turkey was raised? So in your case, you have more than 8.
Yes.
So walk me through your answers to these.
So I have more than 8 people. There's really no budget. It's my first time. I want to make a good impression.
Right, so you're gonna invest
sky's
money.
the limit. Yeah, and it would be nice to know where the turkey came from.
Okay, so you're going to be able to spend a little bit. So walk me through what this means to buy organic or heritage turkeys.
Okay, so when you're talking about an organic turkey, they're having organic feed. There's no animal byproducts given to these turkeys, no hormones or antibiotics, none of that bad stuff that we don't want around.
So just to be honest about heritage turkeys, they grow slower and they don't get as big. So they're going to cost more.
They
per
taste
pound.
better too.
Yeah, they probably taste better from everything I read. You're the chef, you know better than me.
Yes.
So someone who's looking to buy a turkey on a little bit of a budget, what do they do? And they're less concerned about how the bird was raised.
Okay, well, I've noticed 2 different types of turkeys in that case. You have the frozen regular turkeys, right? And just season it well, and everybody's gonna be happy.
You're a wealth of knowledge. Now you feel a little better about this?
Yes, definitely.
Chef, what are you doing? Stay with me.
Okay, I ain't going nowhere.
God darn it, guys. So listen, the quiz is on DrOz.com. That way you'll know what to buy on Thanksgiving. And when we come back, the science behind cooking a moist turkey every time. I'm not letting go anywhere. Stay with us. baby was kidnapped right from her womb.
Where's my sign? Then it took a turn.
They want you to pay $22,000 to get your baby back. And what happens next will shock you.
All new Oz.
That's coming up Friday.
Julia Collin Davison and Bridget Lancaster from America's Test Kitchen are back, and they have the scientific tricks to never end up with a dry bird on Thanksgiving ever again. First up, we got to brine the turkey. Julia, to brine or not to brine?
That is the
question.
Yes.
So first of all, what is it and why do people use it?
Brine is simply salt water.
That's it?
That's it. Nothing fancy. In fact, to make your own brine, it's 2 gallons of water. Into that, you want to add 1 cup of table salt. You want to stir that in to make sure it really dissolves. And it's very simple. You simply soak the turkey in the brine. You do it for about 12 hours or overnight. And what happens is the salt water works its way into the meat proteins, and it actually changes the meat proteins. So the meat proteins hold on to more water and they're more tender, which gives you a more tender and juicy meat.
So that's how it keeps it moist. So let me open this up. So you put it in here?
Yeah, well, you use a big container.
Any container.
Any container. And really, you want to find one that fits in your fridge. But for those people who don't have a fridge, a cooler is wonderful. Because you can just, we'll just put the turkey right in. Look at that. Put the turkey right in the cooler.
So cozy in there.
Yeah, and of course, you'd really spend good time.
It really is. It's quite nice.
It's cozy in there. And you want to take time to really dissolve the salt, which takes a couple minutes. And then you just pour the brine right over top.
It keeps it moist because it's changing those proteins, the way they interlock.
That's it.
Does this actual water get into the breast, for example?
A little bit, yes. A little bit of it, the water gets in there. So if you think about proteins, they're actually curlicues. And what the salt does is it straightens them out, and then they sort of bond together, which makes them more tender, and that actually is a bond that holds the water into the meat.
But what about the skin? Everyone likes the brown skin.
Yeah.
I love the brown skin. And if I figure if there's a lot of water around it, it's probably not going to work.
That's true. So what you do is obviously you pat the skin dry before you roast it. But if you have time, after you're done brining, again, brining's 12 hours overnight, take it out, put it on a rack, put it in the fridge uncovered. It dries the skin, and it's the most gorgeous skin you ever saw. A little bit salty. Best turkey ever.
I like it. All right, next, we're going to start icing the turkey's breast. Now, this may seem a bit bizarre, almost fetishy. So what's the ice for?
Well, breast meat is really dry because it's usually overcooked before the legs and the thighs come up to temp. So we want to ice it down like an athlete. It's been working too hard. This is muscle. This is the breast area. Just put a pack of ice right on top. It's going to cool the meat down. Leave it on for about 10 minutes minimum, maybe up to a half an hour. It's going to cool down that meat by about 10 degrees. So when it all comes out of the oven, it's going to be nice and evenly cooked.
So you put it down for just a few minutes ahead of time, and then you put you take this off, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
Right.
Yep.
But you have another tip. This is really cool.
I do.
This one, I don't know why we're not all doing it. We should start cooking our turkey upside down.
Yes, we are going to flip the bird.
Flip the bird?
Yes. And I think
very radical of you.
I have some of your equipment here, right? Surgical gloves here?
You guys like flipping birds? Yes. We got some aggressively desiring folks.
So, typically, you would cook it this way with the breast side up.
Yes.
We want to flip it upside down. And what this is going to do is it's going to protect the breast meat once it goes into the oven.
But guys, how come everyone doesn't always do that? Why would we? Because it is the driest part.
It is the driest part. So we're going to start this off in the oven. There we go, about halfway through cooking, and then we flip it back breast side up. So it's going to get nice and brown, but it shelters that breast meat from the heat of the oven.
I almost feel dumb that I haven't done this before.
It's simple, but it's so useful.
All right. I want to thank Bridget and Julia. Look at their no cookbook. It looks so beautiful with the two of them on there like frickin' frack. Look at that. The Bobbsey twins, right? It's a fantastic book. It's called Cooking at Home with Bridget and Julia. Check it out. You can find all the turkey tips on DrOz.com. I'll be right back.
Thank you so much.
An avalanche of Hollywood power players accused of sexual misconduct. They promise to clean up their act. But is it all for show? Inside Sex Rehab. All new Oz.
That's coming up tomorrow.
The fresh-faced bell-bottom teen in the hit 70s show One Day at a Time, Valerie Bertinelli, has always been America's sweetheart. And after coming forward with her food addiction struggles, she's opened a dialogue for women all over the place on this once taboo topic. Now, Valerie's made peace with her body and is embracing her new role as, guess what, a TV chef. Please welcome my friend, Valerie Bertinelli. It's the longest walk in television. Come join us.
I'm wearing heels. I should have worn flats today.
You look beautiful whatever you wear.
Thank you.
Now, it is Thanksgiving time.
Yes.
And you'll want to have friends around you who know how to make food.
Yes.
You want them sort of dropping by. So I'm going to put you to work for a second.
Okay.
But first, let's get into this really cool idea of Norman Lear's reboot of One Day at a Time. Now, I don't know if you've all seen this on Netflix. And of course, you brought one of the characters to life years ago that's still stuck with us. It's about a mom raising two young women, girls,
newly divorced mother.
And you got the repairman and all those guys. But it's really about
Schneider.
Schneider, right? It had a very feminist theme even back then. So how would the Romano women do today?
I don't think much has changed in the world today. I really don't. No, except for social media. So I think it'd be even harder to raise her two daughters by herself. I mean, I have 4 stepchildren, and I can see how every single one of them are different. And I think I've gotten to a point now where you don't just say, oh, don't cry. And it's like, okay, yeah, cry, get it out, go to the other side.
Be real.
Yeah.
So part of the reason that you were crying was because, like a lot of young women, you had body
image problems.
Issues. And these body image issues were amplified by the fact that you were a top sitcom. How was your body image changed?
Not at all.
Not at all?
Not at all. No. In fact, maybe it's gotten a little bit better, but I look back at those pictures of me. I just posted something on Instagram recently about when I was 16. And I look back at that picture, and all I remember in that picture is how uncomfortable I was in my body growing into a womanly body at that age. And it's like, oh my God, and here I am at 57, and I'm still uncomfortable in my body because it doesn't explain who I am. It just shows the pain that I've been in. And I feel sad for me and for everybody else that we have put so much focus on what we look like, and we've forgotten about this is being important, and this is important. And I don't... I think it still gets me emotional to this day because it's been a very challenging 2 years. When I lost my father, he was sick for a while.
I'm sorry.
I'm on here crying. But then I just talked about cry, get it out, go to the other side. But I've been crying a lot for 2 years. But I think and that's why I think it's so important for me to say the father is so important, especially to a daughter. And that's where your body image really comes into focus. And if my father knew the mistakes that he had made, I think he would be appalled. And he'd be so upset with himself that he made my body image so important to me. And he was the first man in my life to make that. And then there was, teachers that, would, talk about my belly and maybe, and I'm thinking, back now I was 98 pounds and he's talking about my belly. I'm in the 5th grade. Leave me alone.
So despite all this, you decide to embrace what I would have thought would be your enemy, which is food. Is this a truce that you've reached with food? I mean, you're becoming a world-famous chef.
Because food for me is love. And that's how I was shown love my whole life. And just because I happen to have, I don't want to say abused food, I use it in the wrong way sometimes. I use it as an emotional numbing way to get through painful things of my life. And then I wake up from the pain, I'm like, oh crap, what did I do? So then I have to start realizing that instead of calling myself a failure, I just walk through the day, and every day is a new day to be a success. And to realize that it's all about perspective. And this is a very scary world right now. And I'm gonna stop worrying about what my body looks like and just use today as a focus to be a better person and in that become a success as long as I stay aware of what I'm doing and that my goal is to be healthy.
So I want to be really clear about something here. You're a role model for women.
Thank you.
You're a role model because you're struggling with stuff.
Who isn't struggling, right?
And that baggage, everyone's carting around, but you've got ways of getting past it.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Yeah, exactly. It's not about never having the issue. I wish that was possible.
Yeah.
But you're helping us figure out a way. And I'll give you an example. If you're looking at the average woman right now, they're thinking, okay, I can have my comfort food for Thanksgiving, right? But I want to celebrate. But I got body image issues, and I got stuff that's I'm hanging on to.
I got company coming over, and I got to make something, and I don't,
So how do you put it together and not just to implode, which is how I think a lot of folks feel right about now?
Yeah, I think it's just reframing everything. I know that word has been used so much, but it is. As opposed to looking at food as an enemy, it is, we need food to live. We need food and water to live. And we need, more importantly, love. And we need to love ourselves first. So the food becomes secondary, and staying aware and focused, and then making healthier choices. And then when you decide not to make a healthy choice, make sure it's a smaller portion.
God bless you. Valerie, so you're going to stick around.
I am. Speaking of healthy portions.
Speaking of healthy portions, when we come back, you got a healthy twist on Thanksgiving dessert. I can tell you, I had to fight the crew off to save this stuff. You guys are all going to love it. And so will your guests.
Yeah.
Be right back. When we come back, Valerie Bertinelli is in the kitchen giving you the healthy hack to create a Thanksgiving dessert your guests will love. It'll attract some doctors, too. We are back with Valerie Bertinelli, and she's got a fabulous new cookbook. This is what it looks like, and I'm not kidding around. This thing is filled with a bunch of delicious homemade recipes you can share with your family. You have figured it out. So now everyone at home, you can
I'm figuring it out.
Well, you're further ahead of it than on the path to success than I am. So she's going to reveal for everybody her healthy Thanksgiving dessert that all your guests are going to love. And she's going to make us her famous blueberry nectarine crumble. Look at that. Look at that. With honey, lime, and yogurt.
Yeah.
Guys, that's what it really looks like. And my goodness. So what makes your cobbler so healthy?
Well, there's all these great ingredients in there. Like we all know blueberries have a lot of antioxidants in them. And we know that Greek yogurt is much more packed with protein than regular yogurt. And it's also got some cardamom in there. And cardamom is really good for your circulatory system.
Well, look at you.
So,
look at that.
I watch a show.
Oh, I have a co-host. We found the co-host. They're all true. I like the amounts. You don't have crazy amounts of the sugars, but you had enough to, because it's a celebration. Okay.
It's a celebration. There's so much other stuff going on. And you know you're going to have pumpkin pie. You might even have pecan pie. But this is really good because you can also have it for dessert, but you can also have it for breakfast the next morning. Yeah. It's a really great breakfast, all that fruit. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your blueberries, and if you don't have fresh blueberries, you can always use frozen. Just be sure to rinse them out and drain them really, really well. And you're going to add in some nectarines. Oh, thank you. So we got that. We got a little bit of lime juice. I always like that zing. A little bit of brown sugar. So what we're doing is we're making basically the base of the pie, or the fruit of the pie. I'm calling it a pie right now. We got a little bit of flour to thicken it up. That's going to thicken it up on the heat, and then a little bit of vanilla.
I mean, so while I'd eat this like this.
Yeah, right. I'll mix this up,
what
and
is
then
this?
we have some butter.
What? Butter?
Yeah, it's a little bit of butter.
I'm jazzing. It's good.
You can use coconut oil if you want, but I use it in almost everything. So butter. We got some almonds. This is going to be your crumble for the top.
Yeah, you're not going to have too much of this in there anyway. Mix it
no.
Up. Some more flour? Is that what that is?
A little bit more flour. That's going to help it hold together in the oven.
Now,
and then we got the oats.
Every one of your recipes in the book has a story behind it. What's the? I must say, cardamom.
Cardamom, yeah, that's
some
important.
Sugar.
And then some brown sugar again.
And then
you're very handy in the kitchen. You know that?
What is it? Salt?
Yes.
Salt.
Good job, Bob.
What's the story? What's the story behind this?
The story behind this is some of my recipes have stories about my mother and my grandmother and what they taught me, and what Tom has taught me in the kitchen, my husband. And then there's recipes that I just think, you know what? I want to take a break. I just want my body to get healthy things inside it, and I want to be able to eat the whole thing. And that's why I developed this recipe, because I love blueberries, love nectarines. I don't think we use them anywhere near enough. No. And oats, and I wanted something that would also double as a dessert and as breakfast.
You're tricking your taste buds. You're hacking your taste buds.
Yes.
Okay.
So then we
you go
just
first.
Fill this up with some fruit.
But I'm gonna have a little extra crumble in mine.
And okay. You like that crunch.
And then
then you put the crumble right on top. Now, see, if I was doing that, I would have gotten in there with my hands.
Oh, let's do that.
So you get in there with your hands, and you get that butter all in there.
That's an experienced chef.
And then you get that right on top. And then that goes into the oven, and then you wash your hands.
Please, you're so old-fashioned.
Yeah.
All right. So, but then this goes in for how long?
That's about 30 minutes at 350 degrees, sorry.
And then the pièce de résistance is this.
Oh, yes. So this is where the Greek yogurt comes in. The Greek yogurt comes in with a little bit of lime zest and a little bit of lime, and then the honey in there. And so instead of, you know how cobblers always usually have vanilla ice cream or something?
Yes.
This is going to take the place of that ice cream and give you all that mouthfeel that you want and that creaminess, but yet it's all healthy.
And it looks like this, which I bet you the audience would like to taste. Am I right? Well,
that's gorgeous. Let's
never
go
to be forgotten. I don't want unhappy audience members here. And I want you guys happy, happy, happy. Here, take that back there.
Okay.
Here, take that and just start fighting over it. There's one for you. There we are.
Grabbing one.
Enjoy it, guys.
Oh,
now,
I forgot a spoon.
here, I got your spoon. I'm coming back
Thank you,
here.
sir. Okay.
Spoons. You want
Right?
spoons, I'm thinking.
Really good.
So here's the thing. When you make food this good, you want to share it with folks. So
All the time. Food is love.
go get Valerie's Home Cooking Out now. It is fantastic. See the word Valerie, look for the word home cooking, buy the book, share it with your friends. It's a great holiday present, but especially make the recipes in there. God bless you.
Thank you. Cheers.
Valerie Bertinelli. Be right back. Her baby was kidnapped right from her womb.
Where's my sign? Then it took a turn.
They want you to pay $22,000 to get your baby back. And what happens next will shock you.
All new Oz.
That's coming up Friday.
When it comes to hair care, the sun, pollutants in the environment, even the cold can take a toll on your hair. And it takes the right regimen to give your hair the proper therapy it needs to stay nourished and look great. So today, I'm bringing you Hair Therapy 101. How to nourish and protect your hair from all these damaging elements you see behind me. But first, let me show you the test that can make your hair dry. Because after all, you guys are doing this all the time and not even aware of it. So this egg represents your hair. It has nutrients in it, it's got proteins to keep your hair strong and healthy. But after years of not taking the best care of your hair, it can start to break down. For example, your hair is always exposed to pollutants in the air and elsewhere. And that's not so good for the hair. And then sometimes, if that doesn't get it, you got chlorine and all kinds of salt water, the sun products that get into there that strip the moisture out of the egg. And then, if your hair hasn't already had enough of a problem having the moisture stripped out of it with all the pollutants and all the other stuff you add to it, then they're the heating tools that you use on your hair. They're the blow dryers, the flat irons, which basically, whoa, that's your hair and all those products with the dryers and the curlers and things added to it. All these combined can lead to dry and damaged hair. And you can see it sizzling right in front of me. We don't want that. You want to act prophylactically. You want to take advantage of all we know about your hair. And here to tell us more is Michelle Solis, who joins me on behalf of my trusted sponsorship partner, Whole Blends. So Michelle, everybody is knowledgeable that whole foods, when eaten correctly, help your body stay healthy. How does that apply to your hair?
So we put a lot of thought into taking care of our body and treating it, and we really need to expand that thought process and apply treatment to our hair.
And we don't always do that.
No, we don't.
So how many of you, I want an honest show of hands from the audience, how many of you made a mistake, a bad mistake with your hair? Hands up. Literally everybody. There's one balding guy in the back who didn't put his hand up, right? Right. That's just about everybody here. So generally, women are making mistakes.
Right.
Walk me through what they are.
Okay, so after speaking to women through consumer research and studies, we've actually found out that there's 3 things that they're generally doing that hinder their hair's healthy appearance. Number 1, they're skipping conditioner. Never skip conditioner. It's just as important as cleansing your hair. It locks in the moisture, it keeps it looking and feeling nourished.
Even I have learned that from having it beaten into me. All right, the second thing they do wrong.
Second thing that they do wrong. People don't use treatments. Treatments are viewed as a luxury, but it's really not. It should be incorporated in their normal routine to give the hair the nourishment it needs. Example, if you have a rinse-off mask that you use once a week or a leave-in treatment that you use once a week or every day, depending on your hair's needs.
Okay, it's out there.
Yeah.
And the question is, what are you going to put in those different treatments?
Things that nourish the hair, that will help bring back the shine and the softness. The third thing is people don't select the right ingredients for their hair type. Example, if you have dry and dull hair, you want to look for ingredients that are that are nourishing. You want it to replenish the shine and you want it to replenish the softness.
So there's where we have an opportunity. Please walk with me over here. I'm going to reveal to you all the ingredients. But in order to do that, I want to take a little trip over to the Mediterranean, which holds the ingredient that women ought to be using for their dry hair because women in that part of the world have done it for a long time. It is?
Yes, olive oil.
Olive oil.
Olive oil.
And why olive oil? Why does it work so well?
Yeah. Olive oil actually has been used for centuries to treat hair, so that really inspired us at Whole Blends to carefully craft legendary olive. The recipes are infused with sustainably sourced olive oil from olive groves in Italy, and it also has naturally derived olive leaf extracts. By the way, the recipes are silicone-free. Mm-hmm. They restore softness and shine without the weigh down. That's really important, without the weigh down. So this is ideal for women with dry hair.
So I was curious how this would work with real women. So we asked 2 of them to try out Whole Blends legendary olive regimen and then report back to us. And this was Jennifer's hair before using Whole Blends. She was not happy with her hair. Jennifer, come join me, please, if you don't mind. Here she is now after having treated it. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
So, you saw that picture I just showed everybody. What do you think about that picture? What were you feeling about your hair?
It was awful. I hated my hair. It was so unmanageable and dry and awful. I was so not happy with my hair.
How about now?
I love it. It's soft, it's shiny. I can run my fingers through it. It's healthy. My whole family loves it. I left it in the shower and everybody used it and they all love it. And the scent is so great.
Your family complimented you? That's so cool.
They love my hair and they took it. They use it too, yeah.
They took it from you. That is the ultimate endorsement.
Fine. You can't take it.
All right, so I did one more thing. You at least were warned. We went up to an unsuspecting audience member today and we ambushed her to try these products. There she was walking into the studio without a worry in her mind. And here she is now. Maggie, come join us after her surprise shampoo. And she made it. First of all, were you surprised when you were taken prisoner outside for your hair?
I was very surprised. I had a very different idea what I was doing this afternoon.
So well, first of all, what did you think about your hair when you were coming to the studio today?
So I was excited to try this product because I have had trouble with my hair being dry, so.
And first of all, how did it go on and how do you feel about it now?
So I really like it. It went on really easy, as you can see, with them scrubbing my hair, and it just feels stronger, and as you could tell, it was a little bouncier and shiny, so I really like it.
And does it smell good to you?
You know, it does. It smells very good.
You know what I'm surprised? It doesn't smell chemically. It smells very fresh. It has a light scent to it, which is sort of nice.
Yes.
Right. So where do people find it?
You can actually get it at Walmart and retailers nationwide.
So Michelle, I like to have everyone in the audience have hair that smells as beautiful as these wonderful women's. What do you think?
I think they need to experience this.
Guys interested? Yeah! All right, because you're all going home with it. Thanks to my trusted sponsorship partner, Whole Blends. You're all going home with Whole Blends legendary olive products. Enjoy it. Share it. We'll be right back.
An avalanche of Hollywood power players accused of sexual misconduct. They promise to clean up their act. But is it all for show? Inside Sex Rehab. All new Oz.
That's coming up tomorrow.
Now, you all know that I love, just adore a healthy competition. So when I heard about bartender Austin Rogers' legendary run on Jeopardy, winning 12 games and over $400,000, I knew I had to meet him. He's become a social media sensation for making America laugh while they learned.
Austin was grandson. Yes, that's right. All of it, please. True Daily Devil.
All right.
Who is Napoleon Bonaparte?
You picked the right one.
What is sarcophagus? S-A-R-C-O-P-H-A-G-U-S.
You are right.
5,000? 5,000. Up top.
A 12-day total of $411,000. Well done. Well done indeed.
And Austin Rogers is here in the studio. You know a lot about everything, it seems. Where does that curiosity come from?
You know, if you're not curious, you're doing a disservice to yourself, right? I mean, we're blessed in this age. We got supercomputers in our pockets. At any time, if you don't know something, just freaking look it up. Come on.
Maybe that's why you're so popular. But the social media explosion around you, I mean, you become a sensation. Why is that? What's attracting people to you?
I don't know. I think I just captured something in the zeitgeist. I mean, everything's sort of down right now, and I tried to bring some exuberance to what, after all, is an entertaining game show. And there's this sort of rampant undercurrent of anti-intellectualism in the United States right now. And I just want everyone to know that being smart is freaking cool. Being smart is fun. Knowing things is awesome.
I like when you go like this. You throw your arms like this. All right.
Oh yeah, no, that's just uncontrollable. When I find out I know something, I'm like, yay! It's a cathedral.
Let me show it to me like this. What is it? Like this?
Oh, I can't. It's spontaneous. I have to actually get something right to do it. I can't like actually just do it. Like this.
I'll have a chance to practice. So we're going to flip the tables. I'm the contestant. You get to be Alex. Alex Trebek is a good friend. And so Austin brought a final Jeopardy question to me from Alex Trebek, who has graced the stage, but has never asked me a Jeopardy question, so you are doing it for the first time. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. So my team hadn't told me anything. They're incredibly strict about this. But I'm hoping I have a prayer. It is my show. It would be very awkward, embarrassing, really, if I didn't get this. What's the topic, by the way?
The Dr. Oz final Jeopardy category is the brain.
The brain? I'm a heart surgeon.
Yeah,
but I studied the heart.
They're only a couple inches apart, so
all right,
move up a little bit higher.
All right, I can't cut through the tension with a knife. Okay.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
This could be potentially embarrassing. Abbreviated LTM, it relies heavily on the medial temporal lobes of the brain, and you rely heavily on it to come up with facts. Cue the generic music.
All right, I think I have an answer that I, as a heart surgeon, would be honored to defend. But I'm going to see if you like it. Are you ready?
Okay, so...
What is the cortex? Cortex of the brain.
I'm sorry, the cortex of the brain starts with the letter C, not LTM, which would be long-term memory.
No, you're asking for a part of the brain.
I said abbreviated LTM.
Oh, come on!
It's right there!
That's a bad question.
Look!
Abbreviated LTM.
It relies heavily on the medial temporal lobe.
Oh, I thought you were looking for anatomy. You gave me temporal lobes in there.
Yeah.
I don't get to go like this at all.
No, you do not.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, doctor.
All right, I want to thank all of our friends at Jeopardy. You can catch Austin on Jeopardy's Tournament of Champions airing all week long. Remember, happy and healthy, it starts at home.
That was great.